Yeah, I know. Not this again. Are we really making another Maxx Crosby video? Haven't we been there, done that? Yes, we have. But I got to thinking after our last video and then having some live discussion on Syndicate Sports Detroit, Spike Kool-Aid, which airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You guys can subscribe to that channel if you want to catch the live streams in live format. It got me thinking about something that we did talk about, and that there might be some kind of messages in there as far as why things happen the way they happen. Now, this is what we do, right? We speculate, we talk about when people talk, we get content out of it. And I'm starting to think that the reason we already heard Myles Garrett, and it really began there. Myles Garrett said that he wants the Cleveland Browns to have a plan in place and show them, listen, we're not part of a rebuild. We're not going to rebuild. We're trying to win now. Maybe restructuring or reworking Deshaun Watson's contract is a way to begin to show Myles about, listen, we're serious. We want to win. It'll free up some cap space. We're trying to bring some additional talent in here. After that, Myles Garrett on his podcast, The Rush, said that he heard those statements by Myles Garrett and that he agreed with them. And it was a different Maxx Crosby than the one we heard before the trade deadline. I'll link that video here for you guys to watch after this video is over. So it got me to thinking, based on his words and his dialogue, something I didn't look at when I was making that initial video. But it was something that kind of set with me. And Maxx Crosby said that he has no more guaranteed money. So during the discussion, on Spike Kool-Aid, which airs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, by the way, subscribe to the channel. Not so shameless plug, by the way. It got me thinking, is this the beginning of the Maxx Crosby talks? Now, I akin this situation to Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford he asked to seek a trade. He wanted to seek a trade, and it was the end of the 2020 season. The official 2021 season had not began, but a trade was facilitated long before the season began. And I wonder if Maxx Crosby follows suit with Myles Garrett, is he going to hear something different? But here's what I wanted to bring to your attention that kind of went under the radar last time I made a video just a few days ago. The Raiders have a potential out. I'm going to shrink this so you guys can see the entire thing without me having to move, and I still got to move it. So we'll go back to blowing it up. Thank you, Spot Track. The Raiders, I think it was 150. I think that's the better one. The Raiders have, if we look at the contract for Maxx Crosby, check this out. They have a potential out in 2025. So after this season begins or is over, they have a potential out. Max and his comments about no more guaranteed money is what made me think that maybe say, hey, wait, let me look at his contract. Let me see what he's talking about, right? So they have a potential out. If they were to move on from Maxx Crosby this year, he wasn't going anywhere. Dead cap of $39 million. That's up there with like Russell Wilson territory, right? Like it's high. But look at next year, dead cap, $10 million and $5 million the year after that. Yes, he takes a cap hit for 28 and 24, but this is the number right here. The dead cap is what? 27 million, 47, 39. Max was never going anywhere, but he has a potential out. So what I think is going on is that I know Max, I know Max don't like people putting words in his mouth. And he probably means nothing, but hey, that's what we do, right? But we know that in social media, the way you get things done is you get things moving. You get things moving via social media. You put it out there. It's not a coincidence that Myles says the things that he says with 3 weeks left in the regular season. It gives teams plenty of time to try. It gives the Cleveland Browns time to get their stuff together before things start heating up, right? When the season is over, it's still 2 months before the new league year begins. I think Myles said the same thing. Because remember, if you go back to the trade deadline, we brought in clips from the Rush podcast, and they were adamant. This is where you get the information. You can hear it from here. We don't got the clickbait and the blah, 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 and the fake news and blah, blah, blah. You want to hear something, you come here, right? So all of that was, in my opinion, strategic. It was we're going to ask Max this question, and then when you hear, if you go back and you listen to the take, they continue to say, just stay here all offseason. You're going to get it from us, right? You can follow this journey of what's going on through us. So it got me thinking. I think that that's why it was even put out there in the first place, because Max is trying to let not only the Raiders know, but teams know as well that he wants to win. Now, a lot of you guys in the comment section, I've been getting a lot of feedback that you guys are passing. You've moved on from Max, right? You're over Max. You're over the Maxx Crosby sensation. We got Zadarius Smith, and I agree, we got Zadarius Smith, but the more the merrier, right? And the Detroit Lions are going to start having to use draft picks on offensive linemen. So I don't know if they're going to use a first round pick on an offensive lineman like a Penei Sewell, but we'll see what they're going to have to start doing something to address the aging Taylor Decker, who got a contract extension. We don't know what Frank Ragnow is going to do. If he's going to, he got the toe situation, will he retire? We really don't know those things. So we'll find out long before the NFL draft. So it might be beneficial, conducive for them to maybe trade for somebody during the offseason, a position that we have kind of neglected since drafting Aiden Hutchinson, right? We've got Josh Pascal, we've got Levi, but we don't have anybody that is really making an impact. I mean, Josh is all right, Levi is all right. You got all right and you got all right. You got Hutch. We need Hutchinson. Zadarius Smith is now the leading pass rusher for the Detroit Lions, with Hutchinson being out. But I wanted to bring in some stuff so you guys can see kind of why it might be smart. It might not be the most ridiculous thing to bring in a guy like Maxx Crosby or Myles Garrett if you can get them away. Now, you're going to have draft capital, but it's not going to be as high as it was at the trade deadline. You've got the cap hit's going to be lower. Myles and Max are pretty much 1 year older, so their draft capital has gone down. Would you be willing right now to give a first-round pick for either one of those fellas? I think your answer would still be yes. But I wanted to show you something is why I think that the Detroit Lions might be smart to maybe not shut the door on a Maxx Crosby trade. Let me tell you why. If we look at the top paid pass rushers in the league, Nick Bosa still makes the most, I think, on an annual basis. Then you got Josh Hines-Allen. He just signed a deal this offseason. Brian Burns, same thing, just signed a deal. Myles Garrett signed his deal in 2020, but he's still top 4. Von Miller, number 5. TJ Watt, number 6. Bradley Chubb, number 7. Montez Sweat, Chicago traded for him, number 8. Rashawn Gary, number 9. Maxx Crosby, number 10. Number 10. Right now, Maxx Crosby is top 10 in pass rusher money. All right, let's scroll all the way down because we know this dude is on a rookie deal. I want to know where our guy is, Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. He's probably, Lord. Let me see. Let me go over here because I don't know when we probably ain't nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. So we'll go back up. So here's why I think it might not be past the realm of possibility. I know what you guys are saying. Forget Max. We got to pay Aiden. Yes, we do. We got to pay Aiden. And we're going to do that this offseason. He's going to get an extension. We already did Lee McNeil. After that, there's really not too many guys that we're going to have to lock up. We've got Kirby Joseph. We've got to get Jamison Williams' 5th-year option. I'll be surprised if we extend him, but I do believe we're going to sign him, get his 5th-year option. So outside of Aiden Hutchinson and Kirby Joseph, I don't see anybody else that's pressing at the moment. So if you were to trade for a Maxx Crosby, you would be paying him. Let's scroll back over. His base salary is $22 million and then 18 in 2026. Then you've got the restructure, you've got the roster, all that other stuff, right? So if we look at him, we already know that he's number 10 on highest paid edge rushers. So for me, if you were to trade for a Maxx Crosby, you are getting a top 10 paid pass rusher. You get to extend Aiden Hutchinson. You lock him up. You give Myles at least a solid year. He's coming off an injury, a down season. You've got to give him a year to prove himself. We know that Maxx is not going to quit. So he's not going to hold out. He's not going to do those things. He's going to play through that final year. And you never know, man. Winning does change a person's perspective. So I'm saying that this whole thing, everything about this is strategic. From Myles Garrett mentioning his situation, what he wants, to Maxx piggybacking off of that. And it might not be the most outlandish thing for the Detroit Lions to actually trade for Maxx Crosby, right? You can put your assets that you do keep in the NFL draft toward maybe an offensive lineman, because, again, we're going to need one. We might need to draft a receiver somewhere down the line. So there are holes that the Detroit Lions are going to need to fill. I'm not sure. I don't see a bunch of free agent pass rushers that are dynamic that will become available this offseason. This was the year, 2024 was the year of dynamic free agent pass rushers. Jonathan Greener, Andrew Van Ginkel, even though I was counting him, Daniil Hunter, those guys. We passed on Will Anderson. We passed on Dallas Turner. So I don't know. Now, of course, we can draft somebody, but if we were willing to trade something away, and you never know, the Raiders are in a sticky situation. They are not the team I guess they thought they were going to be. Maxx is going to voice his concerns and what he would like to see. So I would expect, don't be surprised if there's a lot of Maxx Crosby, Myles Garrett chatter. But one thing I can say is that the Cleveland Browns today, less than a little over a week. It's been less than 2 weeks since Myles kind of put it out there what he wanted, and they're already making moves. They're already making moves. Deshaun, he ain't going nowhere. He still got $92 million guaranteed. He's not going to move at the same time. So now it's a situation where Myles have to decide, is Deshaun Watson the guy? Or are we going to continue is he going to be horrible? So it's not over by any means, but I think that this was Cleveland's way of saying, hey, Myles, we're trying to get you some help. I think they do value Myles Garrett over Deshaun Watson. But as far as Maxx Crosby is concerned, do you want him or do you not? I'm going to be real with you. I am Team Myles over Team Maxx, but I wouldn't be mad at Team Maxx, right, if we were to do that. And as far as him wanting to be a Raider, I'm not even tripping on that, because he stayed loyal. I can appreciate that. I respect that. I really do. I do. I respect you saying, hey, I want to be here. This is where I play. And a lot of you in the comment section think he was just kind of saying what he needed to say and not what he really felt. So I don't know, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be on my way to San Francisco tomorrow. It will be a travel day, so you'll get a bunch of travel content. Maybe if I have some Wi-Fi, I'll go live from the airport. You'll get shorts, you'll get videos, the normal travel content as I go to watch our Detroit Lions hopefully clinch the NFC North for the second time in a row, and also clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So hopefully we're doing all that. So check this out. Over the past 2 seasons, the Detroit Lions are, I want to say, 9-2 in games I go to. Our only losses being the Buffalo Bills and the NFC wildcard game. I think I was 7-1 last season, and I am 3-1. How many games? Okay, I went to the Rams game, we won. I went to the Titans game, we won. I went to Indianapolis, we won. I went to the Bills game, we lost. So I think I'm 3-1. So 7-1 last season. And then I went to 7 games last year. There's no way. Did I? But yeah, we only have 2 losses. So we're either 10-2 or 9-2 in over 2 seasons. So hopefully we'll add to that in the win column. As a matter of fact, ain't no hopefully, we're going to do that. So look for those tomorrow. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. We've built the foundation. We've laid the foundation. You guys continue to help me build it. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.